Welcome back to my channel. My name is Blair if you're new here, and today I thought I'd just talk to you a little bit about meal planning and how I do it. I know I share in like my grocery haul what my budget is and some of my meals, but it's been a while since I talked about like actually how I plan. So obviously it's just me. I do like to shop once for 2 weeks at a time. Because it is just me, I don't like to go out a lot. I get paid every 2 weeks. It just makes sense for me to go ahead and get all my groceries at once. So when it comes down to meal planning, there's 2 different ways that I do it. And I used to do this more, but I would find like these free online printables that I could write in exactly my meals and in a shopping list. And this was convenient and great for a time because I could just take the side that has the shopping list with me to the store. But you know, pandemic kind of changed some of that. And now I predominantly do my grocery shopping online. It's just more convenient. So I'll order my groceries. But what I've started using, and I'll kind of put it over here on the screen for you, is the Notes app on the iPhone. I like it for 2 reasons. One, you can kind of have your list on there, and then there's a way to add bubbles that you can check off under each thing, which is really convenient for me because one, I can make my plan up, write down which ingredients I actually need based on what I have in the store or in the house. If I do have something and I put it on the list, I can check it off. So then when I go to actually make my order for Walmart.com is where I predominantly do most of my grocery shopping. I can check them off as I put them in the cart so I know I got all the items that I actually do need. Or if for some reason I don't order groceries one week and I decide to go physically in the store and shop, I have the list on my phone. So I can just go through the store, pick up everything and check it off. So that's really convenient because it can be used both ways depending on what's going on. A couple things with that. The reason that I've also kind of stuck with Walmart like grocery pickup is because one, it saves me money. I'm just one of those people that if I'm in the store and I'm browsing and I happen to come across something that sounds yummy or something that's new, I tend to buy more than I was planning. Even if I go in with a list and try to stay on a one-track mind, you know, you see things and you want to try it or buy something you didn't put on your list that maybe you do buy sometimes. So I just find that it saves me money because it's not like I'm browsing aisles. It's just in my cart. I order it and that's what I get. So that's one big reason why I kind of stick with the Walmart grocery shopping. And then second thing that I do for me by myself, when I'm planning out my meals, what I typically do is I find breakfast items that I can rotate throughout the week. And as you guys know, I always make breakfast sandwiches up in advance. I usually prep about 12 at a time, which is enough for me for like a month because I only do those like every other day. So that I only do like once a month. I'll actually shop for that stuff and make those. And then secondly, I'll do either chia seed pudding or overnight oats. And then when I'm doing it, because again, I buy 2 weeks at a time. So the chia seed pudding, when I do that, I always do that on the first week because I like to put fresh fruit in it. And so I buy fresh fruit. Obviously, as we all know, fresh ingredients are not going to last until the second week most of the time. So the second week, I usually do overnight oats. It just works for me. And this kind of follows suit into my other meals as well. Like my lunches and my dinners, I always try to have as much fresh ingredients, fresh vegetables, fruit, whatever it is, on the first week. And in the second week, I tend to gravitate more towards canned items, frozen items, because those will last longer and I don't have to go shopping. Now, don't get me wrong, on occasion, there are recipes or meals that I want to make that require fresh vegetables. Now, I will not buy them at the time of purchasing my groceries. I will wait until the weekend in between and then run to like the local store nearby, which is Food Line for me, and pick up those additional fresh items. Now, when I plan out the actual meals, again, I'm by myself. I don't want to waste food. I'm okay with repeat meals. I know some people aren't, and that's okay. Everybody has their own setup with it. For me specifically, I always plan one lunch meal for week 1 and one lunch meal for week 2. For me, I work from home. I'm still, 8 to 4:30 through a corporate job in a call center. So for me, I like to have quick meals that I can either pull out of the fridge and eat, or it's a quick reheat. just to save me time so I can eat quickly because I only get 30 minutes for my lunch. So for me, it works to just have one solid thing that I'm eating for that week. Now, when it comes to the dinners, I try to do 2. So 2 dinner meals each week. And I'll either have one that can consist of 3 meals and then 2 meals. Sometimes it's 3 and 3. So I'll like either rotate it, or sometimes I just eat for 3 days that same meal and then switch to the other one midweek and cook then, because I also try to prep as much as I can on Saturday, Sundays for my week, so I don't have to actually cook each night. And I do this intentionally because my job, even though it's like a call center job and I'm on the phone, a lot of times I am so mentally exhausted when I get off work, such as today, that it's hard to stay focused and to get anything else done because I constantly feel like I'm out of time and it's time to go to bed, get ready for the next day. So for me, if I can prep it up ahead of time and make it and then just reheat it, that's awesome. So yeah, like I said, I do two meals, and a lot of times I'll try to reuse ingredients. So for instance, I love tacos. I make tacos probably every couple weeks because it's just one of my favorite things. Most of the time I do ground beef. But, you know, most stores you buy ground beef in pounds, and I don't necessarily need a whole pound of taco meat for me. So like I'll use half a pound, make my taco meat, and then I'll try to plan a second meal with the other half, either that week or the following week, using up the rest of that meat. So I'll split it up when I'm cooking it all at once, do the one with taco, and then the other one, sometimes I just leave it plain. And I'll drain it of the grease after it's been cooked, throw it in a Ziploc bag and put it back in the freezer. So that way next week I can just reheat it and add in whatever seasonings I'm using it for. So maybe I'll do like tacos and then spaghetti or something of that nature. But that's just kind of what works for me. I don't mind repeating the meals throughout the week. And then on top of that, it saves me money because I'm not buying tons of ingredients. I'm repeating things. And then you'll see on the bottom of that digital like grocery list for me, besides, you know, dinner meals, lunch meals, and then we've talked about the breakfast, I do usually try to plan for some sort of snack or sweet item, and those things will go in my extra column, because some days you want a snack, sometimes you don't. There's other days where I want dessert and then I don't. So it just helps to have something in the house, so when I have those cravings, I'm not like, you know, likely to order something or to go out and grab something that wasn't planned. So I really hope this made sense and it wasn't super confusing, because I feel like my brain's just not functioning today. So, but yeah, that's kind of how I plan my meals. I sit down, you know, in the week, figure out breakfast, lunch, and dinners for those 2 weeks, get my list together. I order from Walmart.com so I can just pick it up, usually on payday on Fridays, and then I can bring it home, prep out what I need to, and put the rest away. But that's just kind of my thought process. If you have other tips or maybe suggestions of how you do it, I know this would be very different if I had like a full-blown family, but I don't, it's just me. So it's just what works for me, and I go with that. If you have any other questions about it though, or like I said, tips about how you do it, comment them down below. As always, I do hope everybody has a blessed day.